Yes, my name is Uche Osuji from MTN, and I'm here with some of my colleagues, Nasiru Hayatu, and our technical partners from Ericsson. MTN has given a mission to itself, which is to make all our lives brighter. And to make our lives brighter, MTN intends to lead the delivery of the new, bold, digital world, which is why we are all here. I would like us to start by having a look at a small video.
Operator, what is your emergency?
It's my dad. I think he had a heart attack. Please help. He's not breathing anymore.
Please stay calm. What's your name?
Joanna.
Good. Joanna, we've got your location. The ambulance drone is on its way. Remove his top shirt to uncover his torso.
Okay.
Great. Can you go to the nearest exit? The ambulance drone is almost there.
Okay. I'm outside.
I'll be talking through the drone now, so you can put down the phone. Now please pick up the drone and bring it to your father. Okay, pull the green lid. Now place the pads on your father's chest. Good, I can see that the pads are properly applied. Joanna, please stay clear of your father. We'll take it from here.
Okay. This is what MTN wants to achieve with technology, and I believe this is why we're here. So MTN is here to tell the techpreneurs and consumers of technology that you haven't seen anything yet. The last panelist raised concerns on what technology holds for us in the near future. And Kelechi attempted to raise some issues or concerns of what they expect. So we're here to tell us what technology holds for us. And we're going to do that by introducing all of us to the next technology. The next technology, which is 5G, and the use cases. 5G, for the benefit of all of us, promises to interconnect all of us, everything we know about, and make our lives brighter. And MTN is here to lead the delivery of this technology. As a matter of group strategy, MTN decided to focus on key areas for its strategy of making the life of our customers brighter. And those key areas are to provide the best customer experience for all of us to enable our businesses. And we're going to do this through providing technology excellence and leading Nigeria to evolve to the latest technologies that are available to the human race. When we do this, we will enable the growth of the digital economy, we enable the businesses of all of us, and we will be part of the global community living the digital life. So, keeping faith with the commitment and strategy of MTN, MTN has continued to improve experience from its voice technology through the introduction of 3G technology, and finally, the 4G technology. When MTN came and we introduced the 2G, the intention was to connect all of us to talk. But by the time we were connected to talk, we enabled our lives and businesses. A lot of us forgot how difficult it was to drive to somebody's house, you don't see him, and you come back. I remember personally as a student how many times I had to travel home. And there won't be money, and I will be frustrated, and I think of how to coming back. That doesn't happen again today. So we have moved the technology, and sometime in 2007, we introduced 3G technology, which gave us multimedia services, and we were able to browse, check play, download some videos. And later in 2016, we led the introduction of 4G. And today, we are saying 4G is just not enough. The next big things are happening. And we want to introduce you to the next technology to enhance our businesses, to connect all of us, and to create markets for all of us. As we proceeded in the evolution and rollout of our technologies, we saw that your demands and the demand of the entire world for technology continued to evolve. And we could see astronomous growth in the use of this technology, courtesy of all of us here. So having looked at this and looked at the future globally and in Nigeria, what I have here is how data growth has happened in Nigeria. And we have taken a forecast based on global trends. And what we see is that data requirements, speed requirements, capacity requirements will much more than triple, double, and grow. And it is expected that in the next 8 years, the demand for data, for digital connectivity, will rise by at least 8 folds. So permit me to introduce our technical partners from Ericsson to take us through how we want to go to this 5G. Ahmed Husseini is the lead for customer solutions in Ericsson. Ahmed.
Thank you, Uche. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Nigeria. It's really encouraging to see this great audience over those 2 days, this interest and this diversity in the audience. Students, professionals, photographers, musicians, and so on and so forth. I'll go back now to the slides. So as mentioned by Uche, in Ericsson, we expect that in the coming 5 years, in 2023 specifically, there will be like around 5 billion LTE subscriptions. And that will lead, as mentioned, to an uptake in the traffic by like 8%. It's not only traffic that is expected to increase, but also the demand on a better performance is increasing day to day. New applications, better throughput, and so on and so forth. Our estimate is that whatever we do with 4G, that will not be enough. We need something more, and that something more is 5G. It's also expected, it's like different sources are saying that between 2023 and 2025, there will be like 1 billion 5G subscriptions. And they will be generating data that is higher than what we are generating today globally with LTE. This is a huge transformation, and we need to be ready. So the question would be, what capabilities 5G will bring to support and to capture all what we expect from enhanced performance, from uptake in the traffic, and from introduction of new services and new use cases? And this is what I would like to answer through this slide. So if we compare like 5G to what we have today in 4G, it is expected that this system will be delivering around 1,000 more capacity, and that's like more, up to 100 more connectivities. For sure, that will open up the door for a lot of devices, not only us as end users to be connected and to use more data and to have a better experience, but a lot of like appliances, a lot of sensors, a lot of devices to be connected and to create like a lot of use cases around that. Speed, throughput, that is also expected to increase by up to 100%. What this might mean? Somebody talked about like movies. With a 3G, maybe it might take a couple of hours to download a movie. With LTE, some minutes, let's say. With 5G, that will happen in a matter of seconds. So you'll be able to download a lot of movies. We have to take it from that perspective. Also, another application with an increased speed, who's liking to dig the ground. And this is what we have to do if we have to connect different areas through fiber. 5G will allow the fiber experience over the wireless medium with this increased speed. Lower latency. What do we mean by latency? If I'm assuming that my hand is controlling like a robotic arm maybe somewhere else in another country to execute on a certain task, like for instance remote surgery, the time it takes for the robotic arm to move after I move my hand is what we call the latency and the delay. 5G will introduce a much better and lower latency, and that will open up for a lot of use cases, like critical kind of use cases. So the question now would be, how can we deploy 5G? What are the key stakeholders? What are the pillars within the ecosystem that will lead to have the 5G system? Starting with the spectrum. Spectrum is a crucial source crucial part and item in any wireless telecom system, because this is the medium we use to transmit and to receive. So there should be an open discussion, planning, and I know that NCC is already doing this today, to decide what could be the right spectrum to use in the country for 5G and to open up for that technology. Devices. Without devices, you cannot connect to any network, even if it's like much developed toward the 5G. So devices are not yet out for 5G. Some few devices like fixed wireless access are expected to be out by end of this year. But the real commercialization of devices is expected to happen by end of 2019. And then comes the role of service provider. Any operator, and then in any network, we should have like two components, two building blocks. We have the core, which is expected with 5G to be more virtualized, more cloudification to happen. And we have the radio part, where we are expected, and it is expected that we will have evolution of the current technology, the LTE, that will also help in deploying use cases toward the 5G and then adding the 5G layer. And this is what our partner MTN is already doing. And as you can see on the screen now, this is a test on a live evolved LTE site that we have done in this venue, where we were able to reach above 340 megabits per second over MTN network. And this is how we evolve toward 5G. So we have seen what kind of requirements is expected, what capacity the 5G will give, and at the same time, what it will take to be able to deploy the 5G. Allow me to highlight a few use cases that are expected to happen with 5G. And these could be categorized into three different segments. We start by the enhanced mobile broadband, and this is a human-centric use case. Us wanting to be connected with high throughput, more capacity, enhanced applications like augmented reality, virtual reality, and so on and so forth. With current technology, that is not enough and it's not possible. We need the 5G. Two other use cases. These are the machine type of communication, where we will have a lot of sensors, appliances, devices. Whatever could be connected will be connected to the network. And this is what we call, as of today, the massive IoT. Another type of application or category of use cases is the critical type of communications, like remote surgery, like remote mining, and so on and so forth. Before concluding with a short video, I would like also to take you through more details about one sector, and this is the financial sector. What kind of opportunity 5G can bring to this financial sector? So if you look at the last decade, there has been a lot of disruption in this sector. Online payments, a will to do mobile and online transactions, a bit of concern about the security. 5G is designed with security, protection, and resilience in mind. At the same time, the capabilities the superior performance that 5G will bring will open up the door for a lot of application in this sector. You can develop many applications that could be deployed and can contribute to further online trading and so on and so forth. I would like to conclude with a short video about how also 5G might lead to having like better and smarter manufacturing.
Okay, thank you. We have at the MTN booth so many demonstrations of the use cases of 4G. You will be experiencing the speed test live
5G.
Of 5G. You will experience where MTN is today as we prepare our network for 5G, ready for all of us. And you will see some of the speeds it has shown demonstrated. You will be able to see virtual reality and semblance of automation and robotics control, which is what 5G promises, among so many other things. I am being signaled that time is done. So we'd like to say thank you. Please approach MTN booth. I will see for yourself how ready we are. So we tell you, be ready. The next technology is here. Thank you, Lagos.
Thank
All
you.
right.